Okay, as we work on the athletic stance and teaching that, quick fun drill to do is our call out game. We want to make sure we've already demonstrated athletic stance with the kids, feet shoulder width apart, ready to move, knees bent, leaned forward. I like hands out as well. What we're going to do now is coach will call out an action. This can be anything. Some ones I like to use are airplane. Kids put their hands out, move like an airplane. Zombie, walking like a zombie. It's really fun if you add sound effects too. Ah. Monkey, kids act like a monkey. Anything that you can think of. So what I like to do is have the kids spread out into space. I will say athletic. They have to do athletic stance. Airplane, they do the airplane. Zombie, they do the zombie. And be ready and be quick to mix in athletic. Once again, real quick, we have monkey, athletic, airplane, zombie, athletic. Working on that transition and getting ready, and also working on following directions and listening to coach. All right, welcome in. Today, we're going to look at our red light, green light athletic stance drill. So here's what it looks like. Our athletic stance, feet about shoulder width apart, knees bent, hands out, little lean forward, up on our toes, not back on our heels. That way we can jump, run, do whatever we need to do. Now, we're going to do red light, green light. Green light, we're going to set up a boundary, 2 lines. We're going to start at one line, run to the next. We can start here, and just for demonstration, we'll run to the yellow line. Green light, players will run. Red light, players will stop and do an athletic stance this way. Once again, green light, stop, athletic stance. And you can mix it up. Red light, I like to say athletic to get them used to it. So green light, athletic, and athletic stance. One thing to look at is making sure how we are stopping. We want to make sure we're stopping like this. We want to give a nice controlled stop. So green light, athletic, and stop. One more time, do it this way. It'll be green light, athletic, stop. We're going to talk about stick safety here at Bitty Street Hockey. Safety is our #1 concern. We always want sticks on the ground and sticks under control. We want to eliminate times when players are picking up their sticks like this at all. Real quick with stick safety, blade, make sure we're calling out shaft and blade. Blade always needs to be on the ground. Blade on the ground, 2 hands, making sure whenever we're moving it, we're passing, we're shooting, stick handling, blades on the ground. Next, 2 hands. We never want to be stick handling this way, swinging our stick this way, because it ends up reaching very high and out of control. I have much more control if I have 2 hands. Control the end of that stick. Okay, now we're going to look at red light, green light with stick safety. So stick safety, once again, blade always on the ground, 2 hands on the stick when we are using the stick. Should never be swinging this way or this way. And what this is going to look like. Green light, players will run, stick on the ground. Make sure we emphasize stick on the ground so we're ready for a pass, ready for a puck to come by. Our next light is going to be hockey light. Hockey light is going to look like this. Players are going to move their stick back and forth across the ground, acting like we're shooting or passing. Main point of emphasis, stick on the ground, 2 hands. Always on the ground when we're moving it back and forth. Next will be red light. Players will stop, take a good hockey stance, ready to move, ready to make a play. Here's what that'll look like. Coach will say green light, red light, hockey light, green light. Okay, we're going to work on a drill called target practice. So we have our cardboard blocks here. These are great. They fall over really easy. Makes it fun for the kids. See something tactile and physically falling down. What we're going to do is we're going to set our blocks up against the wall. The wall makes it nice because if the puck hits the wall, it then stops. We're going to set up a line of blocks, as many as we can. Now we're going to designate a shooting line. For demonstration, I'm going to use this black line here. Players would have 1, 2 balls each. They're going to go and they're going to work on shooting. So the line also helps with learning good shooting form. I need to stand with my feet perpendicular to the wall this way. This line also makes it very nice for demonstration. I'm going to put my front foot on the line and take the ball nice and easy from back to front, keeping it on the ground, working on my shot. Once again, really helps to have this line of players have a good visual representation. Players are just going to shoot, try and knock down our blocks. They're not going to run out and grab the balls while other players are shooting. Coach will go ahead and call stop if needed. They're going to wait for a ball to come to them. And we're going to keep trying to hit our blocks. If they hit the blocks, they get a point. Once again, stick on the ground, just pushing, back foot, front foot. Now, quick adjustment to the drill. You can do, split your team in half. See who can get the most knocked down in a certain amount of time. Which individual player can get the most. You can make them be aliens and we need to stop them from conquering us, something like that. Anything to make it fun. You could also have players shoot 5 shots to see how many they can knock down with 3 or 4 kids going at a time. One thing I do want to mention, if you have space, use space. We're in a very large gym here. If I was running this drill, I would have it spread out so that each child would have enough space where they can safely go and get their ball. With this short amount of space, we don't want to have kids run and grab their ball because then they can get hit with a puck. So space out our drills so we have enough space where kids can safely go and get their ball. Okay, we're going to work on a drill called around the line stick handling. We've worked stick handling stationary, having players stand on a line, just stick handling back and forth. What we're going to do now is we're going to place 2 cones, a little bit wider than feet width apart. And what we're going to do is players will scoot up to the cones and they will stick handle around the cones, around the line, back and forth. It's okay if they move their feet a little bit, but we just want to work on controlling the puck, moving it around the cones. Back and forth. You can do this, time the kids, see who can do it the fastest, who can get 10 laps the fastest, pair them up, see which partners can do it the fastest. And make sure we switch directions. That way the kids are working, going both ways. And last thing, try to see how many touches we're making. We don't really want to push the puck here and pick it up there. We want to try to do more little touches in between so we have better control. We want puck on stick. We're going to work on stick handling on the move. We've worked on stick handling in place. On the move looks very much the same. An easier way to teach this in a good visual way is pick a line. I'm going to use our circle here with our Y logo. Players are going to run or walk down the designated line, and they need to pass the ball both sides of the line. This gets them working on using both sides of the stick and moving back and forth. What we don't want to see is this when we're stick handling. We want to see players using both sides under control. Start out very nice and easy, going back and forth on the line. Left side, right side. Just both sides of the line. Try to keep it as tight as possible. You can use any line. You can call out stop. Make sure players can have it controlled. Anything works. Okay, we're going to look at red light, green light, stick handling. So green light, players are going to stick handle back and forth moving forward. Yellow light, players will stick handle standing still. Red light, players will stop and control the puck. Want to make sure the puck's nicely controlled on our stick. It should not be rolling around when we stop. That way, when we're green light, we got to make sure we stay under control. Now, what this will look like, we're going to come over here to our line, have our designated area. Coach will say, green light, we will walk. Red light, yellow light, green light, yellow light, red light, green light, and stop at another line. We're now going to work on angle shooting. A couple things to teach here. Teaching kids to square up to the net. The angle we shoot from is going to determine how we line up with the net. As always, 2 hands on a stick on the ground, push shot. We will start here. I have 5 spots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each with a ball. I would have kids at each cone, and I would yell 3, 2, 1, players would shoot. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to go through each one. So this side, I'm going to take my ball. Now this is a very sharp angle, so I'm going to make sure that I'm squared up. I'm going to take the puck from back foot to front foot and push in. Now, this one's a little bit of a less of an angle. So I'm a little more square to my goal, a lot easier shot. Once again, back foot and push. Center. Now I can stand perpendicular to the goal. Back foot, push. And this one really helps if you have a line, they can push the ball down. Next, same thing here. I'm a little more off center with the goal. My angle is a little different. This way, back foot, push. Last one, same thing. Now my angle is much more significant to the goal. It is not straight on. So we're going to take it back foot and push. We're going to work on shooting on the move. Players have been shooting stationary. Shooting on the move adds a little of another challenge. We have to make sure we control the puck before we shoot. How we're going to practice that is I set up 2 cones. This is going to be a cone where my line is. This is going to be my shooting line. Now, when we do this drill with the kids, we want to have multiple lines. We want to eliminate standing in line, waiting our turn. We want kids up, moving as much as possible. We'll also have a big pile of balls just off to the side. That way we can go as a group and retrieve balls so no one's in the line of fire. So we're going to take our ball and we're going to stick handle until we get to this cone. Once we reach this cone, we shoot. The goal is to try to eliminate having to stop, settle the puck and shoot. We want to work on shooting on the move. Once again, stick blade on the ground. Looks just like this. We're now going to work on passing on the move. Most of the passing we've done so far has been stationary passing. We want players to be able to build a sense of what it means to pass on the move and to lead a target or a partner. When I'm passing on the move, if Joel runs and I just pass it to where he is now, the ball's not going to go where Joel's going to be. Because he's moving, I need to pass the ball in front. I need to make sure my ball meets his stick where he's going to be. Here's how we're going to do this. It really helps to use lines. That way you can tell players, run down the line. There tends to be a desire for children to get closer or farther away. So having a line really makes it easy to say, just stay on the blue line and pass back and forth. What we're going to do, when the coach says go, Joel will start running. I'm going to give him a pass. He will then pass it back to me as I walk down the line as well. You want to try to get as many passes in as possible, emphasizing stick on the ground, good passes, and making sure players run down the pass. In hockey, not every pass is going to be perfect. It'll look just like this. Ready? Go! Okay, now we're going to work on defensive movement. What this is going to look like. We're going to practice without sticks first. We're going to put it on the ground. We're going to work on our athletic stance. Knees bent, about shoulder width apart, lean forward, ready to move. We're going to emphasize to the kids that we don't necessarily want them to turn and cross their feet when we're doing defensive movement, because if we go this way, now it's very hard to move back. It's okay to be silly. Show the kids that. Maybe even fake fall down when we show them that we can't move. We want to show them the athletic stance good so that we can jump, move any way we need to. Defensive movement, what we're going to do is coach will stand in front of the players. So I have the players lined up facing me. If I point that way, players will move following coach. This way, they will move that way. Back and forth. You can even point back and forward. So if I point that way, they need to go back. If I point this way, they need to move forward. Following coach, just staying in front. That's the big point of defense, is staying in front. After we do that, we'll grab our sticks, work on the same thing. Same movement. If coach points that way, I'm going to move this way. Coach points that way, I'm going to move that way. Once again, try not to cross my feet as much as possible. The coach can go faster and faster. It gets really fun the faster we go. And once again, stick is on the ground. Okay, now we're going to work on some defense. We're going to play keep away. This is a great game. Kids will learn spatial awareness, defensive movement. What should I do? Where should I be? And also work on passing. What we're going to do is we're going to create a couple triangles. For demonstration, we have one triangle. We have a player at each cone. Start out, the coach can be the defender, for an example. When a player's at each cone, if this player has the ball, the puck, they need to pass either to Coach Joel or to this cone. If I stand here, they need to see I need to pass there. Once that player has the puck, I can give a little fake, go over here. They need to pass back, and so on. Then you're going to add in a player as the defender. So the player will just have to pick. So I'm going to stop this person or that person. It's also a great way for them to learn to use their stick if they can't get there. If I'm all the way over here blocking this one and they make the pass, I can try to get it by reaching out. So here's what that will look like. We have our red brick defender here. He's going to block my pass to that cone. So I'm standing here, my head's up. Oh no, I can't pass to my friend there. I need to pass to Coach Joel. Now, let's say our red brick defender comes over to this side. Now, Coach Joel can't pass to that cone. He's got to pass it back to me. Once again, always working on receiving the puck well, doing all the little things right. In every drill we do, we want to make sure we're not forgetting the things we already worked on. Good form, good receive of pass. Now we're going to work on dekes and stick handling on the move. How to get around defenders. What this will look like. Players can practice stationary first. We've stick handled this way on the move. Now we're going to work on how to get around someone. So easy way to teach it is we're going to start forehand, backhand, show the puck to the player, and then bring it back and around. Go around. How we're going to practice this is with our cones in a line. So I would have more cones on this line. I would use multiple lines. That way we can have as many kids moving as possible. Once again, we want to eliminate standing in line. I'm going to walk down my line. I get to my cones. I'm going to deke, go around. Once again, I'll do it a little slower. We're going to walk over, towards the cone, back, around. And get back on our line. We're now going to work on a drill called shooting points. This is a fun one. Turn it into a game. Let the kids compete, cheer each other on. It's a great way, too. They could practice the same drill at home very easily. What we're going to do, we have 6 balls at this cone, and we would have 6 balls at this cone as well. We can partner players up. If you have a big team, you can make a trio, have another pile right here with another cone. When coach says go, players are going to shoot their pucks. They get 6 shots. If they put it into the goal, 1 point. If it hits a block, it is 3 points. We would also ask parents, other players could be back here, helping us push balls, control balls. We're not going to push them back into the drill, but just control them so they don't go everywhere. Really helps too if you have this back up against a wall so the balls can't roll around. So it'll look just like this. Both players are ready. They've assumed their shooting stance. Coach, and you're going to go about 10 to 15 seconds, depending on your team size. And it also makes the kids want to shoot faster. If we say you have 6 shots, they could take a minute and try to really line up each one. We want to try to get them as many reps as possible and work on shooting and really build those reps. So what we're going to do, coach is going to say, go, and I'm just going to shoot as many times as I can, trying to hit the blocks. If I hit a block, it is 3 points. If I put it in the goal, it's 1. So I think I made all 5. I made 5 for 5 points, and I hit 1 block for 3. So that would be 8 points. You would total up the team's points and try to encourage the next teams to try to beat it, to learn that sense of competition and cheering on teams. We're now going to work on a drill called 1-2 shoot. This is to get players to work on, instead of just shooting like this every time, shooting a normal straight on shot, of actually creating a little bit of movement to their shot to fake out a goalie. It's fun for the kids. It really helps too if coach is okay with it. Stand in goal and pretend to get faked out by the players. What they're going to do is 1-2 shoot. So it's going to look like this. We're going to start on our forehand. We're going to be walking, stick handling. We're going to go 1, 2, shoot. Much like a deke. This is to fake out the goalie. Once again, we're going to start on forehand. 1, 2, shot. And the quicker, the better in order to fake out a goalie. Try to remember, head up for the kids. We want to come in. 1, shot. Now, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate on the goal. I have 5 cones out here, 4 cones. You could have a 5th one right here. Have another spot. Once again, try to keep kids moving. We don't want kids standing in line. I'm going to start back here. I'm going to walk in. Come in, come in, come in, come in. 1, 2, shoot. Stick on the ground. One more time. I'm going to go from the side here. I'm going to come in. Stick handle, stick handle, stick handle. 1, 2, shoot. Stick on the ground. Okay, this drill is called passing frenzy. We're going to partner players up, trio if need be. One partner is going to be stationed near the wall. We can set a cone, that way they have their respective space of where they need to be. Coach Joel is just going to stand on the corner of a line. If you don't have cones, lines work great. We're going to pile all of our balls up into one pile. We're going to designate a passing line. For demonstration, we're going to use this black line here. The other partner, so one partner is at the wall, one partner will be out here. They will start by grabbing a ball. They must pass from our line, making good pass, and pass to their friend. Friend needs to receive the pass, guide it in, and keep the ball with them. So they're going to keep the ball right there with them. We're going to go until all the balls are gone. So it looks something like this. I'm going to run up, get to my line, pass. Now, the balls are going to be a little farther away. I'm going to run and grab them, pass. At the end of the drill, you can set 15, 20 seconds, whatever time you may feel is perfect, and you're going to count which partner has the most balls. Those partners win. So Coach Joel has 3. Nobody else has any. So Coach Joel's our winner. Okay, we have another drill working on stick handling and shooting on the move. Players, we want them to learn that they're not always going to have a straight path to the goal. If they have a straight path to the goal, we want them to take the puck and shoot. That's what we want in hockey. It's a nice straight path. No one's in front of us, keep going. What this drill is going to work on is what do we do once someone is in our way. Coach Joel is going to be our defender here. I would have multiple lines, 2, 3, 4 lines, players at each line. Players are going to stick handle on a straight path to the goal. Coach Joel is going to come up. Now I have to go around because I want that clear path. I'm going to come around, shoot. Players leave their ball. That way we're not getting in the way of other shots. Here's what that'll look like. Stick handle, stick handle. Coach Joel comes up. I'm going to go around and shoot. Stick on the ground. Now, we do that a couple of times. Next iteration, we're going to have 2 lines. Coach Joel is going to be at this line, and I'm going to be at this line. I'm going to start with the ball. How this will work. We have our friend, red defender here. I'm going to stick handle until I get to the red defender. In the real drill, this would be the coach. And what I'm going to do is stick handle as far as I can until I get to the red defender, and then I'm going to pass to Coach Joel. Coach Joel's going to start back at the cone, and we're going to start at the same time. Once again, normally the defender would be a coach, and we want the kids to stick handle for a little bit, come up, stop them, and then they realize, I need to pass. I don't have a clear path anymore. My friend is open. Here's what that'll look like. I say, go. Joel runs. Oh no, I'm stopped. I give him a good pass, and he finishes with a good shot. Now we're going to work on forehand versus backhand shots and when to use them. So I've set up 2 cones, one on each side of the goal. We would have players line up at each cone. You could have a cone in the middle as well if you have a lot of players. Once again, we want to try to keep kids moving. If they're standing in line, simple thing they can do with their ball is just stick handle while they're waiting their turn. What we're going to do when players are at this cone, they will walk, stick handle, and they're going to shoot backhand, pushing the ball into the goal. When they are at this cone, they will now shoot forehand. So as I walk, I'm just going to do a nice simple shot into the goal. Stick on the ground, push shot. This is for a right-handed shot. If I were a left-handed shot, it would just be reversed. This side would be my backhand side, and this side would be my forehand side. Okay, we're gonna do a fun game type drill. This one is called circle shooting. How it works, we have a circle. Typically, with more players, you could use a big circle. This YMCA circle here would be perfect. You would need cones so that each player stands in what I like to call a gate. So I have a cone here and a cone here. This is my goal. This is the red block's goal. This is Coach Joel's goal. This is this player's goal. Once each player is at a goal, has their stick on the ground and is ready, coach is going to drop a foam ball. Very important we use the foam ball here. Into the middle. Players will then try to shoot and get their ball past one of the other players' goals. Like that would be a point for me. Coach would then grab the ball, put it back in. We want to keep the kids moving. So we'll drop it one more time. We'll go back and forth a little bit just to show you what it looks like. Stops it. Also a great way to teach the kids to use their feet to help stop the puck. They shoot. Oh, I don't want it to go in. Kick. Come this way. Oh no. Shoot. And once again, there would be a player here and a player here as well. So spacing is good. Make sure they're spaced out. We don't want them really stick checking each other. They should have enough space where they can work on more shooting, using our feet and our stick to defend.